What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It's a nice Saturday. It's pretty cold actually. I just got all the parts installed that I have coming in. So far that's kind of like my stopping point until I get my exhaust and air box in. Nice playground. I was going to talk about a topic today. I forgot actually. I think it was something to do with track riding. Not to be like a PSA type thing. I just kind of want to, like, you know, just kind of talk. You know, I when I go to track, sometimes I go with friends that are really good, and sometimes friends that are not so good, including me. You know, I'm kind of like the way I progress on the track riding skills is very slow. Like my progression is very slow because I think it's the risk you're willing to take, right? You know, the more risk you take, the higher the reward. But of course, you pay for it if you do mess up. So for me, I guess I play it safe a little too much, so that, you know, I kind of slow down my progression. Because I have a friend that he recently started riding, and man, he got so fast so quick, and he's just his learning curve is just so fast. It's just, I don't know, it's like some people are just talented like that. You know, they pick it up so easily, and then there's people like me. You know, I like to learn gradually, really slowly. I feel like for me, the way I learn is I got all the concepts down. You know, concepts. I got all the theory down, all the proper things to do, all that. I got it all down. But physically applying it, there's the fear. The fear is what's stopping me from applying all the stuff that I know. And you know, it's also because of riding very expensive motorcycles, which is a problem of mine. I should, like, getting a cheaper bike would be a much more ideal situation. So there's that. So I think if you are somebody that's just starting to ride, or thinking about riding on the track, you shouldn't. I mean, it's nice to have a friend that's that will go with you, explain you all the ropes and stuff like that. But the organizations depends on where you are. They're very nice, and you know, they're very helpful on what you need to do and what you need to know, things like that. They're very accommodating. I was never in any organization, track organization, where I felt like I was out of place. You know, I was like, I didn't belong there. I've always felt like I was welcome. You know, I was like, they're very welcoming, they're very open. They actually want you to ask questions because they're actually willing to coach you. Like, what do you call this? They would they'll give you a ride along. Sometimes you can do two up with them if you two up riding around the track to see, you know, for with a fast coach, you know, riding the bike. Being a passenger is just very uncomfortable. So I just if you're ever inclined to do that, go ahead and try it, because it's a nice, it's like a roller coaster ride. But yeah, you know, it's daunting in the beginning for me, but I had a friend that, you know, that showed me the ropes and stuff like that. So and you can see your progression from the beginning to you know, until now. I think I am from people, I don't want to be like blowing smoke, you know, on myself, but I would say I'm a solid intermediate. But I don't see myself as such. I have pretty high standards, because there's three groups, right? So there's three groups. You got the beginner, casual, which is C, and you got the B, you got the A. In some cases they would say that you should be a B, maybe touching A. But the way I am, like I said, I'm competitive in a lot of things, but this one is like, I go there for fun. I like to ride for fun. I mean, I do have fun. I'd still have fun on being on those groups because I can just pass people, and I'm not, no one's like on my back, no one's on the back of my tire trying to edge me on, like, hey, come on, like that. Like, I like the low pressure environment. They would say I should be signing up for B, but yeah, that's just my thing. Like, I don't see the point in, because there's a lot of, I don't want to be too harsh here, but there's a lot of people in B or A that shouldn't be there. I mean, that's just, I don't want to say stuff like that, but there is a lot of people that overestimate themselves. I got nothing to prove, honestly. For me, that's kind of like the way I do. That's the way I do it. In C, actually, because you can be really, really fast at the novice group, unless they kick you out of the group because you are too fast and scaring all the other people, all the other riders. Then yeah, you can move yourself up. But in most cases they don't care. You pass them in a nice distance between each other, give them enough space and stuff like that. Be accommodating. It's not a bad. It's nothing bad. So I think I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you are new, and don't be afraid to be like, even if you're riding for like 20 plus years, track riding is completely different. I've been riding for a while before I started to ride on the track, and it's completely different riding. It's like you basically have to learn how to ride all over again somewhat. It's like what you know on the street is like 30%, unless you've been riding like crazy on the street, like on the back roads and doing the same shit. Then you pretty much know it. You pretty much know what you're doing. But if you're basically just riding, commuting, riding on a daily basis, then it will be a pretty different environment. Because on the street you're a very cautious rider. On the track you kind of trust the turn, you kind of trust the corner. No one's gonna be there. The whole road goes one direction, so you kind of have to do you do it a little differently. So on the street, you brake, you look, turn, but on the track you brake, you turn, and then you're looking at the same time. So it's like a little bit, I don't know if that analogy kind of helps, but you're basically in a different riding environment. So the riding style is completely different. You're gonna be slow unless you are a gifted person, like I mentioned before. I'm like I said, there's ego in this. It's like going to the gym and trying to lift as heavy as you can with bad form and hurting yourself. It's exactly the same thing. Because I've been going to the gym for 15 years, something like that, almost 15 years now, I think. Wait, yeah. And I've seen a lot of people doing this exact thing, where the ego is taking over, and they hurt themselves. I gotta admit, I ego lift every once in a while, and I've hurt myself plenty of times. My back and my legs, stuff like that. I just that sounds good. It's just human nature. It's just a guy thing, I think. To lift. I mean, to have that ego, to want to be fast. Like I'm fast on the street. Why can't I be fast here? But it's a completely, like I said, it's a completely different environment. You gotta take the ego out of the equation. You gotta be open-minded and open to learn. You gotta adjust your attitude, I think. So you gotta come in with an attitude that you don't really know anything. You gotta be open, even if you're a fast. I mean, so there's some fast riders out there that are still like looking at themselves. They're like, man, like You can always get better. You can always get better. That stuff. It's really addicting once you get into it too. A really addicting hobby. It's like as soon as I started track riding on the street isn't as enjoyable to me anymore. Because I'm taking pictures of the cherry blossom. Is that cherry blossom tree? Yeah, but like because risking it all on the street before, when you know we ride really fast on the street, on the back roads, and there's cops around. I got pulled over so many times. You know, I gotta pay the tickets, fight the tickets. I just that ticket costs more than a track day, especially if you're like 50 over. You could just take a track day. I think one of my tickets are $400. You know, like sometimes a speeding ticket for $400 or more, and a track day is only like $200. So you know, you rent a truck if you don't have a truck. You can go to a track for like a whole weekend for like $100 or $150 to $200. Depends on your organization and your if you have a vehicle to take your bike with, you know. Damn, it's cold today. Ah, the Misc. The Super Duke feels much nicer without those rear view mirrors, but you have to like have to head check the whole time. I have to head check. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to talk about. I don't want to be dragging it too long, but you know, I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are on the fence about track riding, and I promise you it will be a completely new world in terms of riding and people that you're gonna meet, the community. So far for me, my experience has been solid. It's pretty much the same people that I see on the track, or the same people are in the same community, riding community as I am, and I see them all the time, and you end up being friends with them, and you know them, and I don't know, it's just, yeah. I guess that's all I wanted to share with you guys. If anything, just give it a shot, man. I'm actually excited to go to track this year because of this bike. I remember when I had my 2018, I was having so much fun. So if I was gonna measure how much fun I had, I had most fun on this bike and the V4R. So the V4R got me the most fun on the track experience. So it's just but this bike is the most fun. The top of the list is the Super Duke. Is the most fun bike I've ever had on track. It would have been the the dog just sitting there. It would have been the 701 Supermoto, but it was just so slow on the straights. And I know it's not a, you know, I know you can make it up on other places, but I like going 160, 150 sometimes on the straight. It feels really, really good. So yeah, so that's why this is the bike right now, and it's gonna be fun when I take it there. Alright, you guys, and hopefully that was a little bit informative. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. I was going off top of my head here, just off the cuff. I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys because I know I talk about this a lot with other people, and I feel like, oh, this is kind of like a good video to make, you know, kind of fun to talk about. So wow, look at this skating place. Oh, it's already open. Before it wasn't open. Oh guys, I just remembered, that's why I stopped here. I wanted to close that video out. If you are wondering what the takeaway is on the track days, you do become a better rider on the street as well. So it's not that because you want to do it for fun and want to show off and how fast you are, but you do get faster on the street if that's your if that's something that you're looking for. You do become a better rider. You kind of know your bike more. You kind of know yourself more. So there's a takeaway there. It's basically a training. It's not a race. It's a training. There's no trophies. You're there to learn. So if you take what you learn there and you actually, you take it with you on the street, you actually get more out of it instead of just being on the track day for the day. And that's for me. That was my takeaway. I kind of feel like I'm more confident riding my bike, taking certain turns and things like that. It's a skill building activity. So here you go. Before I feel like I forgot something when I closed the video out. So this is it. If you guys are still here, that was the parting thought there. So thank you guys for watching again, and see you guys on the next video.